Welcome to part two. I'm just going to click Terry in. And away we go. Do you want to see Usyk, Terry, and Joyce?
So it'll be different to the WSB fight for sure,
Yeah.
because Usyk has to take heavy leather for 12 rounds. I don't know and he's the wrong age for that now. I think when he fought Joyce in the WSB, he was younger. There was more spring. This will be more attritional for Usyk because you can't get away from Joyce like you can Joshua, because Joyce is lighter on his feet than Joshua is. I know that sounds crazy, but do you ever find it strange that Joyce is always able to be in front of his opponents? Like he's got good footwork. As robotic as people may call it, he's got good footwork.
He has, yeah. He's a 12-second 100-meter man as well for a big fella, isn't he?
Yeah, but that was you as well.
Yeah, but I wasn't as big as him.
Once you were.
No. I'm talking about fucking 30 years ago. No, I couldn't do it at his age, man. I would eat myself to death at 37. I was sat with a big, living in Oakley with a big box of Rice Krispie Squares to get through.
Yeah.
Well, that fact, I couldn't be able to walk to the shop, so I used to think, well, I've got that pallet of Rice Krispie Squares and I've got a load of milk, full fat milk, I'll just gnaw through them.
Mate, so this is probably what you need now.
Probably not. No, listen, mate. I won't be going over 12 stone, mate. It's hard to get off, mate. Once you get it on, weight's hard to get off. I'm telling you now, it's not worse than being hungry and knowing you've got 4 hours before another meal. It's awful.
Yeah.
But that's how you do it. That's how you people lose weight in prison. They get you onto a prison diet of small portions and you're eating every day at the same time. And that's how it's easy to lose weight in jail, but harder out here because you can go down to fridge at middle and eat, can't you? And get some, I don't know, hotel chocolate. I like that from Meadowhall. Have you had that?
Henry eat a lot of chocolate.
Oh, yeah. No, I do.
Ah.
I do. Okay, Dylan White, Wilder. There's a lot of talk about that, but it went quiet, didn't it?
I don't see it. I think if Wilder beats Hellenius, let's say he beats Hellenius in 2 rounds, just theoretically, right? He'll just say, listen, I'm ready for Joshua. That's the talk I expect to hear come out of Wilder's mouth. I'm ready for Joshua.
What about Jake Paul, Mike Tyson? It's on one website, boxingscene.com, is it? Jake Paul.
Mike would knock him clean out if he wanted to.
Yeah, anytime he wanted to, innit?
Yeah.
Kell Brook coming out of retirement. What do you think to that?
Fight who, though?
Beefy Smith or Conor Ben Eubank winner?
I'd like him to have a benchmark fight, though. So I'd like him to have something we can measure him by. And I can't think off the top of my head who you'd put him in with. Yeah. It doesn't have to be someone tough, but just someone like a Troy Williamson, where we can just have a look at Kell and go, let's see where he's at. Was Amir Khan that bad, or was Kell that good? We just need to understand that before we can get excited.
Were Joe Parker that bad, or was Joe Joyce that good? Because before Parker fought Joyce the other day, nobody were talking about Joe Joyce as this roadman killer that were going to come and kill us all in our beds. Nobody were talking like that, were they? Now all of a sudden he's beat Joseph Parker, knocked him out, who I've been calling the Stinkinator for years. Although he did look good when he fought Chisora. But I've been calling him Stinkinator for years. And he got knocked out by Joe Joyce. Now all of a sudden, Joe Joyce is what's that guy on? Is M Bison off at Nintendo winning? Do you remember him? M Bison.
Nah, Balrog. Wasn't Balrog the boxer guy?
But whatever. You know that where they're going across screen like that. 30-year-old job, isn't it? Well, they've got him down as Mortal Kombat, whatever.
Mate, look, I think Joe's done what Joe will always do, right? Joe will always be a big 18-stone guy that can punch heavily and he can do it for 12 rounds.
Yo, farm boy.
Yeah, and you can either stop him dead in his tracks or you can't. But he's not going to change for anyone.
He reminds me of this guy I met in jail, and he was in gym, and I watched him, and I couldn't believe what he was lifting. And he had a Larry Holmes, Tony Bellew, Tyson Fury like physique, not like a Joshua type, Frank.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "How's he doing that?" And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm doing 2 years." Yeah, but how are you doing this, mate? And you look like that. Because there were guys that were in serious shape. They were like Tom Platzers and Boya Coes walking about. And they're doing 200 kilo bench presses, and he didn't look out. And he says, but I'm a farmer, like out there, and we throw a few hay bales about and that. I said, "Oh, you've been doing it long?" He said, "Yes, since age of 6. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You were like 40, and I was like, God. So Joe Joyce reminds me of him. That kid in everybody's class who's like stronger than teacher. One of them. Or when you get to comprehensive school and he gets in shower and he's got a hairy back, and you're like, Mum, you'll never guess what happened at school today. This kid got in shower and he had an hairy back. I thought he was a teacher. I thought he was a games teacher. Then when I'm going up to that school tomorrow, hairy back at 12. I said, yeah. Honestly, it's a true story. Honestly, when I seen him, I thought he was. I'm not going to say his name on here, but my pals all know him on about. Yeah, big old farm boy from Tickhill. But hey ho, you move on, don't you? And I think Joe Joyce is that type of kid. He doesn't strike me as sharp as tooling box.
Smarter than he looks.
Yeah, smarter than the average bear. He must be with that chick he's got on his arm. But then again, when you're more or less world champion or near that status, that's when they turn up, innit? But hey ho, Eddie Hearn's suing Jake Paul for $100 million, but I've heard on grapevine that he's just doing it for a bit of leverage so Jake comes to the table to work with him. What do you think?
So yeah, it's one of those. It's a mischievous lawsuit, isn't it? Because you'd have to determine. Was there like a direct attack on Hearn, and secondly, would a reasonable person infer that Jake Paul was saying Hearn bribes judges? Because Jake Paul didn't say Hearn bribes judges. He said Matchroom are paying these judges. Now, they may be actually the people who pay the judges, right? Because the money's got to come from somewhere. So factually, may be correct. So I don't think it's not a lawsuit with a lot of merit to it, but it's just noise, isn't it? It's how you defend your name and your reputation, and it's just a warning to other people that listen, we're ready to sue.
Yeah.
A lot of boxing lawsuits happening though. People love to sue in boxing, don't they?
Ben Shallum's suing Dennis over part 3 on my channel. So,
make sure you tune into part 3, by the way, people. You want to get those numbers up.
Good luck with that one, Ben. Good luck with Probellum as well. They're suing you. But getting back to Jake Paul, Eddie. Jake Paul said that Eddie paid off the Glenn Feldman judge in the Joshua Usyk fight to give a scoreline 7-5.
No. But no, he didn't say that.
What did he say then? He insinuated.
Well, he said Feldman gave a scorecard that didn't make sense to anybody.
Yeah.
And he said, we all know Matchroom were paying these judges. Now, we don't know what that means.
Right. He's worded it like that. Well, that could be took in any context then, couldn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
So it depends. It's going to be left at jury then, isn't it? On whatever state they go to. It'd be New York, won't it? And I'm assuming that Eddie Hearn is gonna not win that case in America because he's hated, isn't he?
And also, it depends on where Jake Paul's company or whatever entity they'll be suing is incorporated, right? So it may be Ohio, it may be Delaware, it may not even be New York.
Well, we're going to see, aren't we? But the interview where Jake Paul said it was on IFL, and Coogan deleted it 3 days later.
Ooh.
So is that a conflict of interest? Is he
Man?
I thought he was supposed to be neutral.
So my question back is, who reviews these things?
Yeah.
Because Coogan's had a lot of these happen, right? Where he's put stuff out and it's gone wrong.
Did the took the Mark Tibbs one down? There's not only one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Right, for me, if someone came on my podcast and they said what Jake Paul said, I'd just be like, no, we ain't going to put that out. And I'd do it to protect him a bit. No, you're just not going to put that out. Or let's word it differently, because you don't need that hassle.
Yeah. If Fury obviously Glenn Fieldman give a 7-5 scoreline, he couldn't even answer questions, could he? But if Fury and Meach is dead in water, there's a lot of people that had £1 million of a free publicity in the last few months, aren't there? There's a lot of people grifted off talking utter fake news, aren't there?
And that's what it exists for, right? Yeah. There's a whole industry around all of this now.
Yeah.
And someone has to feed it.
Yeah. I went up to Clinton's a couple of days ago, and
he's looking well.
Yeah, he does. He's looking well. I went up to see him, and Rady's got.
Can I just pause and say, just on a side note, I am surprised that none of these young super middleweights, light heavyweights, are knocking on his door, going, mate, can you just talk to me about the difference between British and world level? I'll buy you lunch, whatever it takes. Let me just sit down with Clinton Woods for 3 hours and just listen. When you fought Roy Jones, what was different? When you fought Tarver, what were they doing that you didn't see British guys do? That guy's just sat there knowing all of this stuff, and no one's trying to get that knowledge from him.
He's not. He don't put his son out there though, Clinton, does he? He's quiet, isn't he?
But he doesn't. But I'll tell you this now: if I was a heavyweight boxer now and I was 3-0, I'd have already sat down with Clinton and had a chat and just got that knowledge. Instead
of non-boxers like me going around to see him and raiding his golden delicious apple trees. He's got plum trees at Lark Clinton. I'm going to bake you an apple crumble next time I come up. I can eat apples now without going, oh. But what do you think now is going to happen with boxing and MMA? Do you see MMA, UFC, whatever you want to call it, getting that big that boxing is going to be forgot about, Terry?
Nah. I always think the top level boxing events will always be bigger than the top level MMA events. Always. Yeah, always. I just think there's something about two human beings just throwing fists at each other. Because there's only one way to win, really. Like with MMA, it's like, well, he won because he can choke people out, but he hasn't got a chin. Like that, who was that guy? Ben Askren. Ben Askren had all the wrestling skills in the world, and if he grabs you, you're probably in a dark place. But once he got hit in the face, he just melted.
Yeah. What did you think to me coming out with that about the era that Clinton fought? That light heavyweight era being a great era, and nobody ever mentions it like they do the 80s middleweights, do they?
Let's see. Who's around?
Howard, Clinton, Roy Jones, Montel Griffin, Rico Oy, Richard Hall. All them guys, James Toney. It was a great era, wasn't it?
But the weird thing was they were kind of never there at the same time. And I know that's true with the Four Kings as well. But because that's a lot further back, we just assume that they were all the same weight and just kept fighting each other every year, don't we? That's how the Four Kings have been built up. It's the same with Ali, Frazier, Foreman, etc. We just assume they fought each other, at least 3 times every year. But they didn't really. It was spread out over a number of years. The Four Kings was spread out over 7 years? Yes, that era. And I think that's the thing. You'd have rather James Toney had stuck around a bit longer, because I think that would have been really good.
Yeah. What do you see happening with Anthony Yarde?
Callum. Yeah, he fight for a world title. Yarde will fight for a world title. Callum Johnson, I just don't see being a factor now. I think people are just looking past him.
Do you think so?
I think people are just looking past him. I think Callum Johnson, I just don't see being a factor now. I think people are just looking past him. Callum Johnson, I just don't see being a factor now. I think people are just looking past him.
Do you think so?
Yeah, unless he gets a Dan Aziz fight, I don't see what they're going to do with Callum Johnson. That's a real shame, by
He's
the way.
not delivered for him, has he, Paul Reddy, has he?
Is Paul already managing Callum Johnson as well?
No, he's managing Callum Smith.
Smith.
Oh,
Well, he
bad.
hasn't delivered for Smith by any stretch of the
That's what I
imagination.
mean. Did I say Johnson then? Sorry, no, I meant Callum
Yeah.
Smith.
Callum Smith should be a bigger star in this country than he is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even get the impression Callum Smith's a star in Liverpool.
I don't. He's that quiet, isn't he?
Yeah, so what is promoters, what is management team doing for him? Callum Smith was more famous when Joe Gallagher was banging the drum for him. It's a fact.
What do you think about Anthony Yard against Callum Smith, Terry?
Ooh.
What about Yard Johnson? Callum Johnson Yard. That's a monster, isn't it?
But like I said, Callum Johnson's just kind of fallen off the radar.
He's had no bad luck, Callum Johnson, hasn't he?
Bad luck, boxing, politics, life. Yeah, jeez. And he deserves more out of British boxing than he's been given.
He does, mate. Commonwealth gold medal. He's only lost against Beterbiev, hasn't he? And he dropped him as well. First person to drop him, wasn't
he? Yeah.
And
So that's why people avoid it. They're like, well, I'm not getting hit with those shots.
He fought his heart out for them few rounds he fought him, and he's probably dug his son in an hole because of that, because of dropping him, hasn't
he? Yeah.
People know that he can put hands on you and hurt you. I just think it's a shame, and he's knocking on now, and he's nearly Joe Joyce's age, isn't he?
Yeah. So it's got to happen for him in the next 12 months, really.
What about Pascal Callum Johnson?
Be a hell of a fight.
That'd be
a hell of a fight.
Out, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I just want the best for all of these guys who have really put it into the sport, and let them get an opportunity. Come on, that's what we should be about.
Do you see Natasha Jonas Terry Harper rematch now that there's belts?
No.
Yeah, but
no.
Do you think that's their own fault because they didn't give her the rematch earlier when they had that draw?
Yeah, when they didn't show Natasha Jonas the respect she deserves.
And do you feel that there's too many people even in scores up outside ring of what's gone on it past rather than just putting parties on? Because that could fall into the same category as other things that we complain about, couldn't it, really?
But that lack of a rematch did a lot of harm to Natasha Jonas, though.
Yeah. It could have, if she hadn't have won that belt, it could have really ruined her career, couldn't it? But she managed to turn it around.
Yeah. And that's the whole point, man. And I can understand, like, you're messing with someone's money. You're messing with how someone feeds their family. I wouldn't want to forgive Terry Harper for that. Or Steffi Bull. I'd be like, nah, they can do what they want to do. They're not relevant to where I'm at right now.
Do you think what they're going to do now then, Terry Harper and Steffi, they're just going to fight non-punchers and just rack up defences? Or do you think they're going to go for unified fights? Because if Natasha Jonas don't want to unify with, where does she go? Does she have to step down a weight and win world titles at a lesser weight or welter, or does she step up a weight and fight Savannah Marshall? Because if you're winning two belts at 154 and Savannah Marshall's an 160-pound fighter, why not just go up another weight division? Because Marshall can put you to kip, can't she?
Yeah, and I also think you might be redlining a few things to get up to 160
if you've not already redlined.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like you might have run out of chili sauce, if you see what I mean.
You mean those special shakes that they make over there in Denby with nuts and berries and fruit in?
Juices, yeah.
Juicers, yeah, that's what they call smoothies. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving backwards. Punditry, I want to talk about now. Obviously, now that you're well in at Fight Zone and you're a commentator and you're going to be doing all these gigs for Dennis and with Julian, I want you to give me your opinion on punditry. And is Joe Gallagher correct that in sport we need to have honest pundits? For example, Joe's a Man U fan, isn't he? When he watches Sky Sports and he sees Roy Keane on and Souness and Mickey Richards and whatever, Gary Neville and Carragher, they all go at it. They don't stick up for the mates on pitch, do they?
Nah, they do, man.
I
Solskjaer
don't
got an
think they
easy
do.
ride. No, Solskjaer got an easy ride.
Neville and Keane give Solskjaer an easy ride, but Souness
Yeah,
at Liverpool team an easy ride. He's set about Van Dijk, didn't he, last week?
yeah. Soonest, but
When you it's like, is that how you're going to model your son on Souness? Because you'd say Frotcher's Roy Keane, wouldn't you? David Hayes, Micah Richards, Frotcher's Roy Keane. Who are you going to be, Souness or Carragher?
I'm more like Mourinho.
Mourinho.
Yeah. You know how Mourinho comes on and like his punditry thing is he'll talk about sort of like the tactics, but he'll also talk about the characters that he sees, especially if he knows the guys. So he, like I think I like Mourinho as a pundit. I used to like Ruud Gullit as a pundit as well. I thought he was, people talk about Gary Neville being revolutionary as a pundit, but people forget how good Ruud Gullit used to be back in the day.
I like Ruud Gullit. Do you know where? Do you know we caught his missus in bed with?
Alan Shearer.
No, do you know Badr Hari?
Yeah.
Badr Hari were doing it, wasn't he? And do you know Rico Verhoeven, who comes over?
Yeah.
Peter Fury's Dutch kid, isn't
he?
Yeah. He battered Badr, Rico.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy, that Badr. And he was doing Gullit's missus, wasn't he? But I like Ruud Gullit as a footballer, but I never rated him as a pundit, mate.
Wasn't there a rumor that I must say it was a rumor? Wasn't there a rumor that Badr Hari was sleeping with Chris? Should I even say this? Was sleeping with Ronaldo?
Bodyguard.
Huh?
Ronaldo's bodyguard. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently they were a couple as well.
They were what?
A couple.
Couple of bodyguards.
No, they were a couple.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, mate.
Allegations, by the way. We're not saying this is definitive, right? These are allegations.
No, he was his bodyguard.
Mate, honestly, because they used to say, why was Ronaldo getting a private jet from Madrid to Morocco and bringing him back?
Maybe they were going partying, mate. I heard nothing about that. But yeah, all sorts. So, you know the word rumour, Terry? Rumour is a pipe done by surmisers, jealousies, and conjectures. So, and who said that? Me,
Peter.
Lucky Russ. No, with Al Capone in 1925. What next for Liam Cameron?
Is he coming back?
He's done his 4-year ban. He's been out of game 4.5 years. I don't know.
How much does he weigh?
I heard 18 stone, but I've heard 16.
Imagine Liam coming back at light heavy.
Imagine him coming back at heavy.
Nah, he could, because he's still got a little juice in the tank, definitely. But how much juice, I don't know.
What do you think to that Tommy Fletcher who Mark Tibbs has got? They reckon he cracks like a mule.
But listen, man, I don't believe any of the nonsense that comes out of any gym. Oh, we've got the hardest puncher here. Nah, we'll see it on TV. If he's the real deal power-wise, we'll see it on TV. The gym talk is the gym talk.
Yeah, he's a good fighter though, apparently.
Nah, he's not.
Where do you see Matchroom in 12 months? Because haven't they sold so much of their company, sold some of their company or something?
Didn't they sell like 175 million stake?
Yeah. Where will that money have gone now then?
Some will go to the family, some will go to paying off debt, and some will go into investment.
Is that what they'll do?
I imagine so, yeah.
Can't they just put it all in one bank and do it in?
No, you wouldn't have 175 million in cash, Russ. It won't make any sense because you're only guaranteed your first 85 grand in any given account. That's why people don't have a lot of cash.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, so like the deposit guarantee scheme means that if you've got a bank account, your first 85 grand is guaranteed if the bank were to go under. So if you had 200 grand in that bank account, only 85 is guaranteed. The rest of it you'd lose. Whereas if you spread it out across 3 different accounts, it'll be guaranteed 3 times.
Are you only guaranteed for 85 grand in each bank account?
Yeah.
So hang on a minute. So if I've got more than 85 in bank and that bank goes under, I only get 85.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't seem fair, does it? Oh, don't the government back these banks?
Well, it's the government that would back it. So think about this. If a bank goes under, there's no money, zero, right?
Yeah.
So really, your account should have zero in it. But the government have said we will guarantee 85 grand of all these accounts.
Yeah. God, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
See, yeah. So your audience have learned something new today.
Yeah, you know, you bankers, I watched a film and I've lent it to my mum and she's had it 2 months. She still hasn't watched it. And it's called Margin Call. It's on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey's in it and a few other actors, Paul Bettany. Anyway, to cut a long story short, these guys sunk the whole world in 2008, you know, the stock market crash. And nobody went to prison and it was trillions.
Yeah, of course they didn't go to prison because they're all mates.
Yeah, and these people have ended up taking government jobs, some of them, and they're on millions working for Treasury. I don't understand what's going on. Are these like a cult or something, Terry?
So here's what happens, Russ. Okay. So let's say I work for NatWest.
Yeah.
And I become chief risk officer, chief compliance officer.
Yeah.
I will then get hired by the Financial Conduct Authority, right? Because they're like, well, we need someone here who knows what it's like to be in a bank.
Yeah.
And then I go into the Financial Conduct Authority and I do the supervisory work of all the banks. So I know what everyone's doing now, right? And I get bored there. I go, right, what can I really do? And a bank will say, oh, you just come from the Financial Conduct Authority. Cool. We'll double your salary. Why don't you come over here? Yeah. So you can tell us what's coming down the pipe for the next 3 years and we can just prepare. And then you just jump in and out.
It's see, I'm not saying you personally because you weren't in banking industry in 2008, but some of your chums will have had a nice little taste of it all, won't they, on the stock market? Do you know what I mean? And it's illegal for you to do all that if you work there.
It's illegal to trade on information that's not publicly available.
Right.
So, for example, if I know Bank A is going to take over Bank B, and it's not public knowledge, it's illegal for me to buy shares in Bank A or Bank B.
Ah, right. Yeah. And does the people actually get caught when they do stuff like that?
Sometimes, but it's rare, mate. Because it's tricky, right? Let's say, Russ, let's say you work for Barclays, right?
Yeah.
And I work for, we'll pick someone, I don't know, like Cheltenham and Gloucester Building Society.
Yeah.
You and I could be mates. Our kids go to the same school, and you and I just talking at a football game, and you go, "Yeah, we're going to buy you a lot soon." No one knows that you've told me that, right?
Yeah.
So I can go and buy those shares. If I get arrested, I'm like, "Where's the evidence?" There's no evidence unless you tell the police you did it.
So a lot of that goes on. It's called insider trading, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're all mates. Like I look at the guys I went to uni with, right? And God willing, we all slowly start to rise together. So we're getting to the point now where we're having conversations, not with the aim of getting information, but it's just like, mate, how's work going? What are you working on at the moment? And you just talk about stuff like that. Or someone may say, look, we're looking at a company. I need you to explain this whole tech stack to me, Terry. And I'll walk it through. I'm like, which company is this? And then we're talking. I go, oh, okay. So you get a lot of knowledge just informally, but you're not meant to trade on that.
Yeah, but it does go on, doesn't it? And like I said, you don't see anybody who's skinny in that job. Somebody 2 years above me, in my cousin's year, and I was speaking to him in village. I've seen you for years and that, probably since I was about 16, 15. He said, oh, I don't live around here now. So what are you doing here? And I'm here to see my mum. So where do you live now? And he lives down your way. So in Berkshire. I says, oh, what do you do like? So I thought he looks a bit smart. Like he says, I'm doing stock market and stuff like that. And I said, oh, is there money in it? And he started laughing, one of them, like smug. Do you know what I mean? Oh, he's getting in his Bentley Bentayga. And I'm there with my Merc, 8-year-old with 80 on clock. Do you know what I mean? So good luck to him, but them sort of people, they always seem to get on, but they tend to knock about with their own kind, don't they? You know, boffin.
No, hold on. But it's just like boxing, right?
Well, people talk shop when they go home and that.
Yeah, you know, in boxing, a lot of stuff gets said and done in the shadows. A lot of reputations get buried over a drink in a hotel on a Friday night. You know, a lot of nonsense is spoken, a lot of gossip, and also jobs for the boys, right?
Yeah.
Boxing is full of that. No one ever complains, right? This is what I've never understood about the society. We always talk about silver spoons and people passing stuff down, but if I'm a plumber and I build up a plumbing business, no one is ever upset when I give it to my son, are they?
No.
But that's exactly what happens in the city.
Yeah, it's just a load of money hungry people, isn't it? Getting on tube every morning.
Yeah.
If they had big dough, though, they'd be getting taxes, wouldn't they?
You get stuck in traffic.
Oh, meter still runs. I forgot. It's not like round here, is it, where we could just fly down country lanes? Give me your top £5 per pound, Terry, and we'll wrap it up.
Oh, Jesus. Um, so number one, I'd have Spence.
Spence at number one.
Yeah. Inoue at number two.
Yeah.
Uh, Fury at number three.
Fury at number three, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have Fury there. Beterbiev number four.
Mm-hmm. Crawford.
Five's going to be tough. You're probably right. Probably Crawford.
Crawford. So you've put Fury above Usyk then from my pound for five. So that's the position that we're out on then, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel all right about my top £5 per pound now, but my top five.
Okay, now let me say mine again then.
Go
so
on.
Spence.
Spence, Inoue.
No, I know you.
I know you. That's because I can't read. Yeah. Go on, well.
Yeah, no, still Fury, Beterbiev, and Crawford. I think, yeah, that works for me.
Yeah. So we're just out on you put Fury in where I put Usyk. Beterbiev got to be in there. All them guys there are all undefeated. I know Fury's got a draw and he's had drug issues, but other than that, all mine, if you put Usyk in, they're all undefeated and they all don't shoot them out. So Fury's only big mouth in there, but he backs it up, doesn't he? So he can't knock that.
For me, the pound for pound list has to have killers in there, like killers.
Yeah. I'm the same. I'm the same, mate. Like Quinn Ahmed. Hey, Chris has got an heavyweight doing good.
Has he?
He's got an heavyweight. I forgot his name now, but yeah, I'm going to go up and have a look at this kid. He's really, really good. He says, like, but hey, listen, Dennis give Chris some respect in part four, didn't he, regarding Dalton Smith?
Yeah, well, there you go, man. The
Legendary Chris Smedley. One of a kind, eh? Chris, come see me.
The OG.
Do you see out Rico?
Lucky you reminded me. I'm seeing him on Thursday.
Seeing him on Thursday. He's back then, yeah.
Well, we don't know if you don't know if he's back. He might just be coming for the evening.
He's been.
But yeah.
Is he eating himself to an early grave lately because he's put some timber on, hasn't
he? Yes, I think he's comfortable in his life now. You get that kind of comfort weight.
Yeah. He's comfortable with that filly that he's got.
Yeah, he's enjoying life, man. Let him live life with a smile on his face.
Yeah, listen, Rico's happy with his blue blood chick.
Yeah, go on, lad.
Go on, Rico, flying the flag for Finland. He speaks better English than Dennis. Oh, Liam Cameron, get us a bottle of pot roast. Buckle? What's a buckle? You mean a bottle? But who's the most promising upcomer, Terry, in the country at the moment from the EIS? I always ask you this. This next, not the Ben Whittaker era. This next one that's coming through now, this next cycle, who's going to be the big noise? Who do you think?
So I don't think from a GB perspective, on the male side, I think we're quite flat. It's not a good, not vintage intake. On the women's side, you got young Shona Whitwell. She's just won a medal. I like her. I think she's been unlucky in tournaments, but when she turns over, she'll be really good. She's trained by her old man, Steve Whitwell, who's got another kid, Harley, who's just turned pro. So from a real boxing family. And there's young Hannah Robinson, who, whenever she turns pro, there's money in her. She's class. A lot to like about her. They're the two on the ladies' side that I'm most excited about. On the men's side, there's no one really, there's no real standout, which sounds horrible to say, but there's no real standout.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Sky Nicholson, what do you think to her?
Trained by my friend Eddie Lamb, so the comments are going to go mad when I say, "Oh, he's just sticking up for his mate." I think she's talented. Have ridiculously long arms for a super bantam. Seems to have a little bit of pop in the shots. I trust Eddie with her, and Ed will do right by her. She'll go a long way. Like, you'd put her in with Shannon Courtney right now.
You think they'll fight them two?
They'll have to, right?
Ain't Shannon on TV now or something? Who Dares Wins?
Something like I don't watch TV, you know that.
Who Dares Wins or something?
Yeah.
Can you watch it now?
I don't really watch a lot of TV, Russ. I just watch American Dad.
Yeah.
I watched The Lion King the other day, though. I did watch that.
Lion King? Let me show you what film I'm going to watch tonight, too.
Scar!
No Country,
brother!
No Country for Old Men. Have you seen it with Josh Brolin? Huh? No Country for Old Men, it's called.
Oh, yeah, with Anton Chigurh, the Spanish guy with the hair.
Javier Bardem.
Have you seen the film yet?
Yeah, I've seen it ages ago. I'm going to watch it again tonight.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? The thing that he uses, the thing that stuns the cows.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Josh Brolin's in it.
Yeah, if anyone knows me, I'm a big Josh Brolin fan.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you another good film I've got here. I don't know if you've seen this one. I'm just going to drop it off at Dripping Taps. Anybody seen that?
Jesus.
Gangster's Paradise. It's filmed in South Africa. It's brutal.
South Africa's a brutal country, mate.
Yeah, well, you're from there, right? Zimbabwe. It's next country, isn't it?
No, I spent time in South Africa as well. I remember when I was there. So everyone's got these ADT alarms, but not like you've got over here. So in South Africa, you got an ADT alarm, right? If there's an intruder in the house, armed response arrive within 3 minutes, and they're under orders, shoot to kill.
Ever? Is that what happens?
Yeah, because so South Africa's quite messed up in that sense that a lot of rich people's houses get burgled, right? Or you get carjacked. You normally get carjacked when your electric gates are opening up, because you got to sit around and wait for them to open, haven't you? So you just jump out the bushes and carjack you. If they break into your house, they will normally round up all the women and rape them.
Oh, Jesus. Well, listen, they weren't shooting.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Right.
So a lot of people have firearms in the house because we can't wait for the police. It's just right on site. We've got to let these shots ring off.
It's just like Manatop, Sheffield, then. Right, I'm off.
All right, mate.
On that note, listen, thanks for coming on. Keep in touch and good luck with your commentary on Fight Zone. You're doing well.
Cheers, mate. We'll appreciate it. Yeah, keep supporting boxing.
Don't have nightmares.
All right. Bye.
All that would Terry.